So what is data basically? Data is an information, correct? Information or a knowledge regarding to the any data which incoming to the business is called the information to the business, that is called as a data. It is a knowledge for the business though. And what about analytics? Analytics is nothing but the process of converting the raw data into a meaningful insights, right? So that basically the collaboration of data and analytics is known as data analytics. So here we should understand the three terminologies over here. So what are those three terminologies? One is data analytics, data scientist, and data engineer. You have to understand the basic concept of these three terminologies, where you should be knowing what is the difference between these three domains as well. So data analytics we got to know, and before that let me quickly take you through these three types of it. One is data analysis. I think the statistics students we have here. So what is analysis basically? Analysis is nothing but understanding the data, like examining the data, doing an analysis over there. So that is known as the first step. It is also known as exploratory data analysis as well. So data analysis is a process of examining the data set, right? So every organization will be having the data. One is structured data and unstructured data, right? Discrete and continuous data, all the data will be there. So in that data, we will understand what exactly the data refers to, whether it is for production, whether it is for financial. We will be analyzing the data in a one view, right? That process is known as data analysis. And what about data analytics? Analytics is a process of, converting raw data into a meaningful insights by using various tools and technologies. What are those, right? So we will be using here the spreadsheet, that is Microsoft Excel. And what is the recent version of it? 365. Microsoft 365 is the current version of the Microsoft Excel. And again, programming language will be using here Python as well as MySQL. And along with that, we will be using visualization tool Power BI, right? So we can make this analytics in cloud services also. Cloud providers, we have the tools like Athena, AWS Redshift, we have AWS QuickSight, we have AWS, Glue. All these things help us to evaluate the data and correct the data and transform the data from raw data to meaningful insights. So the process of using the tools and technologies to clean the data, to cleanse the data, to process the data, the entire process, the techniques of analysis includes data analytics, right? And who is data analyst then? Data analyst is a person who will be handling data analysis as well as the data analytics as a profession, where he'll be preparing the documentations of the analysis, the reports of the analysis, both the ways, right? So the entire process is known as data analytics and analyst and analysis. Like, do you have any question in these three terminologies? And coming next slide. So we have to understand what is the difference between data scientist, data analyst, and data engineer, right? So here we have to understand the basic thing. So suppose for an example, I'll take here a notepad. So just imagine that we have ABC as a business. It is a startup. Okay. So let us think we have ABC as a business and it is a startup one. So let we have a interactive session. Suppose Pooja had started a new business. So that is called something ABC company. And she has to store the data, right? So where do she store the data and where she'll be getting the data? Suppose imagine her company, the ABC company is a product-based company. Okay, so suppose we'll imagine what product, suppose bicycle and also accessories and equipments she'll be manufacturing. Her production is into that domain. So, automobile. So where she'll be processing the delivery of the bicycles. Okay, so here the customers will come to her. So where she'll be gathering all the information from the customer, right? So here the point of contact is of customer. So the customer will come to the business and he'll take some products to her. So again, here there is a point of service where every organization will gather the information of the customers. What all they collect the information, the name of the customer, age, gender, location, the quantity, what is the price sold, and what is their reviews, all the details they'll be collecting about the customers. Then only they'll process for billing, right? So, and then after purchasing and providing all the necessary document to the ABC company, this particular customer will go off, right? And I can't hear anything. Can I leave and join again? 1 second. Yes, Dinik, you can just leave and rejoin one more time. So I think rest of them, can you hear me proper? Is my screen visible? We were understanding the concept of data and where and how the every organization will be getting the information, right? So ABC is a company. So they are manufacturing with a bike and bicycles and all the accessories items. So this is an example how in the real time it works. So here one customer will come, he purchases some bicycle today and he'll provide all the information, necessary information, age, gender, locality, and so on, demographic, and also the product details. What is the product ID? What is the category of the product? And what is the product name? And how many quantity does he purchase? And so on. All those things, here this company will be getting on. And then after that, collecting all the information, recording and billing will happen. And after that, delivery, right? Delivery of the product is done. Purchase and sales is happened here in the ABC company. So data is gathered. So where do this ABC company will store these data? So basically, so where do they store the data? So they'll be having a three option to store the data, right? So here, one, basically, it is known as a data mart, right? What is data mart usually? Data mart are nothing but, so if any fresh business they start, so they doesn't go for any cloud services or any purchase the databases, right? So they will maintain manually in the Excel, CSV files, or else they might store the data into Google Sheets, correct? So, but what they do, suppose ABC is a company, they are organized and they are very serious about their company and they want their data to be maintained in a proper structured way. For that, what they'll do, so the first thing, all the sales data, they'll record it in the Excel file. Sales info will be recorded in the Excel file, okay? And again, so here when it comes to the returns, they will record that into returns info will be recorded in the CSV file. Okay, CSV file. And again, this data will be again like customers data or else product data. Customer or product information or data will be stored in Google Sheet. Okay. Okay, so these are the initial process what this startup company, ABC company will be following to record all the data. And when it comes to like 1 year is done, they are maintaining with the same Excel file, CSV file and Google Sheet. And these three are known as data marts. Okay. These all are called as data marts. Same as DMart. So this is of data mart. So where we'll be having the separate sections to store the data where sales is stored in Excel file and CSVs are stored in written data and CSV file and customer and product data in the Google Sheets. Now, so 1 year is done, 2 years is done. The company sizes are growing on as their products and services are great and performing well. So now the data, the quality of the data, they have to improve, right? So one day what happens, they'll be retrieving all the returns data for their analysis. Somewhere the data is missed. If in case whatever we record in the Excel file, if it is once it is deleted, we can't retrieve it, right? So there is a lot of inconsistency in the data maintenance when it comes to the manual. So that every company started migrating to the data warehouse. So what is data warehouse? Data warehouse is a place where every organization can dump their all the information, all the data into a one single server that is called MySQL. There are many servers. So MySQL server, Oracle server, PostgreSQL, all the things are the databases. So where we can store our information, right? So here it depends on again the company. So what server they opt to store the data. Again, we have the cloud services as well. So here, what we are understanding now? So data warehouse. So what is this data warehouse basically? Data warehouse is nothing but it is a place where we store our information, right? What is the benefit of this? Right? So we got to know that this Excel information, whatever we write, there is a chances of losing our data, and also there is a chances of bias. Data can be manipulated according to the business. So all these things can be happened over here when we store the data in a normal way. So when it comes to the data warehouse, so here there will be option for duplication. If I lost some data, so there will be a provision to back up the things of my data, and I can roll back whatever data I have lost. But here, if in case you save manually in your office laptop or office desktop, so if there is virus attack to your laptop or anything and laptop is not working, so you can't able to access to your data. So again, it causes your problem, right? Similarly, so here the data warehouse will help us to store the data in a good way, and we can retrieve the data whenever we want, right? So here what we are learning is, so database, data warehouse, in that what we are learning here, the server called MySQL. So this is the server we are learning here in this curriculum, the data analytics. And again, so what happens now? So how it will be happened? So these all data mart data, whatever we stored in Excel file, CSV file, and Google Sheet. So here one process will be happen, that is of ETL process. What we call it as ETL. ETL refers to extract. Extract in the sense I'm extracting the data from Excel file, CSV file, and also the Google Sheet. And E is extract, and T refers to transform. Transform in the sense, these are all the raw data. So I can make like little transformation. If it is unstructured data, so I'll make it as a structure in a columns and rows, and then I'll load that into my warehouse. What it is? MySQL. So this is known as ETL process. I'll just add here ETL. And here I can write it as direct load. Direct load, right? The first process is direct load. Suppose as we discussed here, what all the information I have the information of customers, customer data I have, and I have product data, and again product data I have, and again what data I have also sales data, correct? So all these data I have. So what if the business says now, so if you are a data engineer or data analyst, what you have to do now? So you have here the raw data which is directly dumped to your MySQL server, and you're supposed to give like few business requirement questions where you have to deal with. And one more thing, what they'll give you, the task number one is you have to create. So this is one of the biggest file which includes all these three documents, right? Excel file and also CSV file and Google Sheet. These are the file systems, file data will be added directly to our MySQL server, right? So now what happens here? So we have to create a batches for this. How can I create a batches? So ABC company says that I want to create customer data as a separate and product data as a separate and also the sales data as a separate. So how can I make it out? So here, hello, you can hear me, right? Hello. Anyone please reply with yes or no. So here we were understanding. So I'm a data engineer now. I have like business requirement to analyze what exactly the data is. So I have all the information of customer, product, and sales. What I have to do, I have to create a layers for it. So here I'll be creating customer detail, all the rows in one file, and here products in one file, and again sales in one file, and I'll create batches and product categories in one file. So what are these? So these are the layers. So this is the first step of cleaning. One, I'll be dumping all the things to my MySQL server, and here I'll be creating a batches to this one, all the data according to the business. So this business will says, I have stored all the sales information in Excel. And this sales, I have an ID. It should be integrated with CSV file with the return ID as well. So what you have to do? So you have to take like sales ID, and here you have to give the sales information, the name of the customer and what product he has been sold. This product should be linked with again to the product where the product ID is represented here in the product information sheet as well. So you have to create a multiple table based on the source data where you got from the business, right? So this is the first thing. So who will do this work? Who will do the ETL process and convert this raw data into a tables? So data engineer will be converting all these things to this table. So where he'll be updating the things in a rows and column and make it better understanding for the data analyst and scientist. So this is this work here. He'll be adding product information. He'll be adding sales information. He'll be adding customer information, and he'll be adding product category information. And he might create few more tables over here, right? So all these things will be done by data engineer, right? So this is the basically day-to-day activities of data engineer. Now he'll be updating into the server whatever the business they are opted for. And now our work starts like data analyst and data scientist, right? So these both domain what they'll be doing. So here again, data analyst will be doing descriptive analysis where they can analyze the data and find out the requirements for our business, and they can solve the problem by the analysis. So what basically they do, data analyst will be performing all the descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics. What is this descriptive statistics? Descriptive statistics is nothing but the study of historical data and also the study of central tendency are known as descriptive statistics, where we will understand the historical data, what happened in the future, which relates to this particular scenario. We will be analyzing that and we'll be learning the differences between the central tendency, mean, mode, median, and the probability distributions and all over here in this statistics only, and where this will be done by data analyst, right? And again, when it comes to data scientist, so he'll be working with predictive analysis, right? So data scientist. So data scientist, where his roles and responsibilities is to do the machine learning and AI, creating an algorithm. So what are the tools he'll be learning with? He has to be expert with this Python, all the libraries, along with that. So TensorFlow, right? And also so many tools we have. So one is Slicer, we have sticky notes, all these things we have a tools and the libraries where this data scientist you should be proficient with. And after that, he'll use it for creating an insights and he'll be predicting the future, right? Predict the future and also create and insights. Create an insights over this data. So this is the actually the roles and responsibilities of data scientist. Whereas data analyst also what he'll be doing. So he should be a good storyteller. Why? Because he is the one who prepare the reports for entire work what he makes. He prepares a report and also documentation along with dashboard, right? So that is the reason. So where we have a difference between data analyst, data scientist, and data engineer. This is the workflow actually. So first data engineer will come and clean in the first set of data. So where he'll clean that data, the raw data, wherever the directly dumped or received from the organization or a client company. So we will be creating a batch for that data where we can fetch all the information with different tables when easier way, right? So once it is divided, and here the data analyst has to be having a knowledge of how to fetch the data and how to run the queries where to achieve the particular target. So they should be proficient with the SQL, both of them, data scientist and data analyst. Along with that, here for analysts, we have tools like Excel, SQL, Python, Power BI tools, and or Tableau or QuickSight, AWS services also we have it. Here, when it comes to the predictive, so he or she should be very proficient with machine learning, algorithms, and also the predictive analysis. And the tools like TensorFlow are used by the data scientists to create algorithms for the analysis, right? So this is how the workflow works. And again, so once all the insights are done, what happens next? So this process will be helpful for the business to take a decision, right? So helps to make a decision. Make a decision, reduces time of production, and increases sales, right? Increase profits by less expenses, right? So all these benefits, we have so many benefits. We can take it out during the sessions whenever we deal with the real-time projects. As of now, you should be having the knowledge here. So what is basically data mart? And here you can see we are converting all the raw data into a MySQL server, right? So this is called as data migration. And here we have already migrated the data into a MySQL server, that is direct load. And this direct load data are converted into a batches, right? That is known as data normalization. The converting of direct load data into a pieces, right? Smaller pieces or smaller table are known as data normalization. And again, creating a relationship between one table to another table. How do we create a relationship? Suppose I have a product information table where we have a product ID and also I have a category, product category, and that table also which consists of the product ID information in it. So where I have a relationship between product and product category table with the IDs, product IDs. So that is how we can tell us. So these product and product category have a relationship with the one column which is matched out. So we can also create a relationship. So that is called as data modeling. All these should be keeping in the mind and work on the data engineer process. And whereas data analyst and data scientist, we should understand the types of data analysts. So I'll be taking it now. So once it is done, so you'll be having a clear picture that analyst will be extracting the data from the server or any other tools. If he might, it depends on the company. So he might have an opportunity to extract the data directly from the base, that is of data mart, or else they'll be having a cloud services, right? So in the cloud, we can AWS, we can store the data in S3 bucket, and also in the GCP, again, big data we have, and Azure Data Factory also we have. These are the server where we can dump our raw data and store it somewhere secure, and we can use whenever we want, right? So here we will be importing that data for our analysis to overcome the business problems. So here the data scientist and data analyst, the difference is the analyst will be working with the historical data. Scientist will be working to understand the future, right? So this is the main difference between analyst and scientist. Analyst will learn more into machine learning, more into algorithms, more into AI, and also we have tools like TensorFlow and so on, right? So these are the tools they should be proficient with. And here data analyst, he should be proficient with Excel, SQL, and any databases, it's fine. Microsoft Excel is must and should. Along with that, Python and the libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib library, and Seaborn. All these are very important, right? So this is actually an overview and the difference between data analyst, scientist, and also engineer. So what are the areas the data analytics are included? So it is spreaded worldwide, and every single small scale industry to large big MNCs, everyone are securing their data and collecting their data and hiring for data analyst profession to their business. Why? Because they want to use the business analyst ideas to overcome, to increase their profitability, to increase their production, to reduce their cost of expenses, all these things. So that's the reason, irrespective of IT or non-IT, every organization are adopting the data information and collecting the information, securing their data. So here there are like listed few examples. What are the industries they are working on the data, right? Healthcare. So if it is a healthcare, so they will be gathering the information of the patients, and also according to the locality, what are the area where we have same kind of patients who are coming again and again, what is the defect in that, and how can we overcome that, right? All these questions and predictions will be made in the healthcare. Similar way, the finance, so detecting the fraud and also serving their customer information, everything will be stored in the finance industry as well. Retail, we know that in the retail industry, so we'll be having the inventory management, and also the forecasting is nothing but predicting the future, right? Demand of the products and services. Same way, we have a telecom industry, so where the telecom, like predictions of leaving of the customers, all these things will be updated over here. And again, we got to know data analyst, scientist, and engineer difference between, and tools also we got to know. This is also very important. What is the types of data analytics? So here we have many types of data analytics and analysis though. So these four stands at top level. One is descriptive, second one is diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. So here descriptive is nothing but, the word says it is a study of historical data. History refers to the past data. Past in the sense, if an organization is set up in 2021, so or now it is 2025. As an analyst, what you have to do, you have to get the data from 2021. What is that 2021 data? It is a past data. It is a historical data. So where analysts will be using that data to overcome their business requirement. Diagnostic is nothing but, it is finding the reason for the issue caused. In 2021, as it is a new startup business, I have an intermediate sales, fine. So in 2021 and 2022, 2023, so the sales has been gradually increased, and now in 2025, so I have little drop in my sales. So how can I analyze it? And the first thing is, I can read the data and analyze the data. So, okay, fine. We have to go with the historical things. Here, past year, in the previous year, what was my sale? Why the sale was increasing? Might be the discount was given at that time, or else the demand was high for the product. These all are the reasons might be influencing our products and the sales. So the finding the reason, the process of finding the reason for the particular action is known as diagnostic analytics, right? And also we have predictive analytics. Predictive is nothing but predicting the future. So you'll be having the data and the information, what you have to do, all the reasons, everything you have collected. And now the point is, you have to predict the future with the base calculations what you made in your data cleaning process. All right. So where we have like, the calculation of hypothesis, t-test, c-test, these tests comes under the statistics. So if you are new to the statistical terminologies, no worries. I'll be taking like couple of sessions for introduction to statistics, so you can gain the knowledge in it. And the process of predicting the future is known as predictive analytics. And prescriptive analytics is nothing but, whatever the things like we read like historical data, we got to know what is the reason for sales, and also we predicted, okay, if I improve the process, if I again give the discounts for the particular product, even this year also I may get a lot of profits, and the sales count of the business will be increasing. So this is the outcome what you have gained over the analysis. The prescriptive deals with whatever the process you have imagined, like future it will be gonna happen, that you'll be bring it into an action today, where you can achieve the targeted sales in future. That process is known as predictive prescriptive analytics. Okay, so these are the 4 important types of data analytics. Apart from this, we have data analysis, exploratory data analysis, qualitative, quantitative, and also the confirmatory analysis. So these are the types of data analysis. And suppose what if you now became a data analytics after this course, and you'll be lined up for an interview for data analyst positions. So now the question what they'll be asking you. So just tell me about your past or previous projects, what you have been worked and what is your roles and responsibilities in it. So for the first thing, you have to give an example, right? How you will be giving. So here in this curriculum, we'll be practicing with 5+ projects, which is real time. So you can add those projects, whatever we learned, so in your resume as well. And here, suppose imagine you are working with some telecom company and you have the business problem like, so customers are leaving your services and they are opting another competitive company's services they are opting for. Your company is a customer service company and your customers are day by day, they are reducing in the count in your organization. So as a entrepreneur, what would you do now? Jamiha Hussain Pooja, are you there? I want answer from you guys. So just imagine you are like, an entrepreneur or a data analyst and you are working with telecom company and you are having a business problem to solve the chunk rate of the customer. Day by day the customers are reducing in the telecom industry and they are moving to their competitive business. Suppose the if the sim, we can take like Airtel customers are moving to Geo, right? So what is the reason for that? You have to make an analysis and report for that. So what are the information you'll be gathering from the business ABC to overcome their problem? So I want, the quick answers from you all. So just answer in your view. How do you solve this problem?
Like we can collect the data of what are the tariff rates comparing to Airtel or Geo, what are the network capabilities we have. So depending on the rates and what services we are providing, is it capable enough so that we can just collect such kind of data and just proceed initially at least.
Okay, perfect. That is also one of the things. So here the collection of data is plays a very important role. So what is this? So here the customer demographic in the thing, but the behavior of the customer you have to understand first when you are dealing with telecom industry. So what is the age of the customer? Frequently, what age peoples they are leaving the services? What is impacting on their actions, right? So their behavior, their likes and wants, and what is the requirements they are looking for. What so that if you got to know the requirements, so you can work on the improvements on your product, so that you will be again the competitor in the market, right? So that is how the data collection works. And the data cleaning involves removing of duplications, removing of missing values, and also the maintaining the consistency in the columns and rows, filling all the necessary values, calculations, everything comes here in the data cleaning. Once the data cleanings are done, here the next third process is of EDA. EDA refers to exploratory data analysis, where I'll be reviewing my data in varieties of way where I can solve all the business problems. And again, after that, I can have a predictive model if I am a data scientist, or else if I am a data analyst, I can directly after my EDA, I can create a dashboard, I can create a report and also the documentation and submit to my business or the stakeholders. So here one more important part need to be discussed over here. If you are going for a data analytics domain, so you'll be having an opportunity to present your data, present your work with the stakeholders, because you are the one from the scratch. You'll be dealing with the data to overcome all the business problems. So you'll be knowing all the inch to inch about the business or whatever it might be, right? So you have to discuss openly with the business and stakeholder so that it will be helpful for every business to, take a good and proper business decision when it comes to data domain, right? So this is the one of the most important things. So this slide again says that. So this is one: data collection, cleaning, ED analysis, so modeling, and deployment is nothing but you are presenting that to your stakeholder. And again, continuous monitoring and optimizations is also a very important. Once you are created and you have done with your work, you should not do that. So continuously monitoring and automating the task of your work is also very important in the last step, right? So, and once you are done with this data analytics course, what are the opportunities you will be having? So you can go with these many opportunities with the BI analyst, data analyst, or reporting analyst, and data visualization specialist, market research analyst, and also the financial analyst, operational analyst, so on. And even in the health sector also you'll be having an opportunity. So you can go through with all these things, right? So, and here, yeah. This is actually an overview and introduction to the data analytics, data engineer, scientist, and also what are the tools and technologies you should be familiar with. So we had a discussion over now. So now let it be. So I want you all to ask some few questions so I can answer you, and we shall have an interactive session for 5 minutes now. So if you have any doubts or questions, you can ask me now.
As part of this data analytics, we'll be learning Power BI or Tableau.
We are learning here Power BI. So Power BI and Tableau are two competitive tools which do the similar work, right? So if we learn either of them, so that is far better. So both of them, the functionalities of using are same.
Okay, fine.
Saurabh, Radhika, Jamiha. What is the course duration? Radhika, course duration will be 45 to 50 days. And daily 1 hour session, it might extend to 1 hour, like 1.5 hours. So it depends on the concepts what we are learning on the particular day. So yeah, the thing is, we'll be completing it in 45 to 50 days.
Hi, Eshwari.
Yeah, hi, Samiksha.
Yeah, will we work on the project like there will be any short projects, means small projects or else?
Yes, we will cover 5 projects over here, 5 projects. So the first one would be creating with an Excel dashboard. So we will learn that with a real-time project. And second one with the tool Power BI. And also one is with the ETL tool. We have inbuilt ETL tool in the Excel as well, that is called Power Query. We'll be learning that as well. So overall, so we will be learning 4 to 5 real-time projects. Along with that, we shall also create a portfolio so that it will be helpful for your resume to showcase your works into the data industry, right? And also, along with that, I'll be guiding you what to be added in your resume so that there will be a lot of chance to get an interview opportunities during the session itself. So you can make a note of it and implement in your resume building so that it will be great helpful for you to get a job in that domain as well.
Okay, thanks. Will we get any guidance on the means placement, anything like?
Yeah, I can like give you the demo of the the resumes during the sessions. So and also I can give you an interview questions how it will be. So the thing is you have to prepare and you have to give an interview like.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So every classes will be recorded and that will be stored in a drive actually. Once you register for the courses, they will provide you the drive access where each day recordings will be stored over there. So you can access anytime. So it will be like 1 year or lifetime extensions. You can have an access of your the recordings of the sessions. So replay, yeah, according to the doubts, if you are cleared, then fine. So if you have any doubts, we can also have a discussions on the doubts. And the course material, we'll be creating a WhatsApp group over here for the registered students. In the group only, I'll be sharing you the course material and also will be sharing all those documentation, the data set in the drive access as well. So you can have an access on it. Right, so any questions? Okay, then if you have no doubt, so we shall wind up for today and we can connect tomorrow. So is Python is included in this course? Yes, it is included. We are learning the tools like MySQL, Python, Advanced Excel with the latest version 365. And also we are learning here the visualization tool. A Power BI, right? So all these things. Okay, then. Thank you all. Thank you, Samiksha, Radhika, Saurabh, Pooja, and Swati, Hussein. So we'll connect tomorrow, and Jamia, right? Thank you all.
Thank you.